If I can argue to that point,
Go ahead.
I'd like to address that. Judge, the state of Florida is not alleging that that this child died by accident. Mm-hmm. Okay, they are arguing some type of premeditation by way of their indictment. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there is relevant information prior to the point where Kaylee Marie Anthony disappeared. Okay, so it's not a situation where we have an incident and then everything from there on is relevant. I would argue, Judge, that prior to this, to the date of disappearance, there is relevant information. Certainly, law enforcement has taken it upon themselves to look into things prior to her disappearance. So I think it's naturally fair, and in addition to that, it's completely reasonable that
I tried to throw in a few extra weeks, but you're saying if their argument is that this was planned and premeditated, it may even precede that?
Well, that's what the state's alleging. Okay. That's what the state's alleging. So
well,
that's
I understand.
Where do I draw the line? I'm trying to be a calendar guy here.
I understand. Is this getting hard? Premeditation can be only moments, but you're right. I guess, and counsel, you're standing back there. I hate to keep flipping around, but did you want to be heard on this?
If you wouldn't mind, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, defense counsel had, and Your Honor has talked about the scope being in just time. My client and my objection is not just the time, but the amount of people that are involved here. My client in June and July, he supplied records to the Orange County Sheriff's Office for his phone records for June and July. Of course, what we're afraid of here actually happened. He wound up receiving all kinds of phone calls. He had to actually change his phone number. We're trying to prevent that from happening again. Now, I'm not trying to insinuate that Mr. Baez's office would actually leak any information or anything like that, nor the state attorney's office. However, my client does have the right to privacy. If Mr. Baez's investigation leads to something specific within my client, then the subpoena duces to him would be well taken.
Yours might be admittedly in. One more time. No, Grund.
And I have no objection to what he said, by the way.
And just as an aside, in citing to Grossman, in that case, the defendant wanted the subpoena duces taken for an officer's personnel file, and the officer had to explain in a sense, but had been deceased. The court pointed out that it was public information, but also required. Is this any better, Your Honor?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. It apparently in that case that, although it was pointed out to the court that it was public information, the court also wanted the defendant to particularize the request. The defendant refused, and on those 2 points, the court was upheld, refused the subpoena duces taken.
Yeah, I'm going to make him particularize the request, okay? I'm not disagreeing with anybody on that. I think that needs to be done. I don't think a wholesale list of numbers is going to be forthcoming. He's asked for it, I understand. So let's cut to the chase here. I think as to the folks that are here who objected, you need to file an amended motion. I'm hoping we don't need a hearing on it. If you will list the numbers of the folks you're seeking, the materiality component, yeah, again, I get sitting here, but I think you need to just go ahead, as to Mr. Cronk, just a brief segment regarding his involvement, why it's material. Same with Mr. Grund, and then likewise with Ms. Huizenga. I don't think you need to betray any confidence. I don't think you need to list your case strategy. Just a sentence or two regarding the materiality.
May I suggest an alternative, if I may?
Sure.
Could we have a situation where, rather than forcing the defense to disclose what information it's interested and where it is looking, that if the parties could agree on a third party, perhaps an attorney or a special master of sorts, we would be able to ask to review the records and to select whatever it is that we are looking for, thereby not divulging any confidential information and at the same time protecting the privacy of...
I don't have any objection to that.
If we can agree on...
If you can agree on that, I have no objection to that. Then we don't have a special master here, it's financial hard times, so if you can agree and agree as to payments, let me give you a few days to get that done. Having said that, let's finish this up. I'm